The title of this video is Why I Look Terrible After 8 Years of Lifting. Now, is this another victim of physique inflation? Let's see.
I started lifting 8 years ago, and look at my physique. This is disgusting. What is this?
What the hell is even that?
I kill myself in training. How is it
Honestly, this looks like a guy that has a diet that's far from optimal.
possible that I can look this bad? There's teenagers on TikTok who look better than me. The reason why I look bad isn't so obvious. It isn't because my training sucks or my genetics are terrible. Once you figure it out, not only will you cure your own body dysmorphia, but you'll see the entire fitness industry in a new light. At the end of the video, I'll give you a test to figure out whether you're actually small or if it's just your messed up body image. Like most lifters, my body dysmorphia can change drastically. One moment I look like Superman, and the next I'm disgusted. Still, we must answer the question, why do I...
Yo, that's so true. One training session, I could have the nastiest pump, and I look like an IFBB pro. Next session, I look skinny as fuck, and I'm like, what the hell? Yesterday, I looked totally different.
look so bad when I've been lifting for so long? Lighting is the first of many factors which will obviously make a huge difference. I purposely tried to find the worst location for these videos. I'm doing the opposite of every influencer, precisely trying to locate the shittiest lighting. These pictures were taken 1 minute apart and it looks like I lost 20 pounds of fat. The way you position your body makes a huge difference. Posing is all about illusion, smoke and mirrors. Maybe you press your arms against your rib cage. Maybe you slightly twist to the side for a smaller waist. Maybe you flex so hard you nearly give yourself a stroke. You're trying to look your best in that moment.
Yeah, he's right. Posing makes a big difference. I know if I learned how to pose better, I would look so much better on social media and the engagement would be so much higher.
But it's not indicative of your actual physique. This is so common.
Bro, that's not peak bulk. You've been eating too many calories. Learn to put down the fork.
In the fitness industry. Of course, you're also going to get a boost just from the pump. Think about this. We've normalized hiding your physique, aka using a pump cover, so no one has to know what you look like in a normal state. If you get used to only seeing yourself with a pump posing in gym lighting, then you're not going to like the way you look in a regular state. And finally, body fat percentage. Having a high body fat is like wearing a thick blanket that covers you up. The fatter you are, the more smooth and rotund you'll look, even if you have a lot of muscle hiding underneath. All of this is how I made you think I have a shitty physique. I basically did what everyone else in the fitness industry does.
Oh, is this the same guy? Yeah, bro, you just need to lose around, 15, 20 pounds and you'd look like this again. This is a good physique. If this is the muscle you have under there, I wouldn't think it's... I guess he was right. Lighting, being lower body fat does help because with that much body fat, it kind of looked like you didn't have this much muscles.
But in reverse. Can you guess who this guy is? I'll give you a second. It's Larry motherfucking Wheels. Obviously, it's a terrible angle. He's super bloated, blah, blah, blah. But that is Larry Wheels. It just goes to show, if you can take a really good picture of yourself, you can take a really bad one too. With experience, you'll develop the skill of making educated guesses. You'll see a really good photo of someone, and you can kind of extrapolate what their true physique.
David Lade, I know he's the king of taking pictures in the best lighting, with the best pumps, with the best angles. This is one of the reasons why he was able to get so much engagement and make his physique look so good.
Looks like. Remember that next time you watch your favorite influencer.
Inflation is causing stress. Bad news about prices in the grocery store.
Historically high inflation.
I started lifting back when the Cavs were NBA champions, which means I've been viewing fitness content for a long time. I've noticed a concerning trend on the rise, and it's starting to get talked about more and more. Physique inflation refers to the rising body standards in social media to the point where a great physique 10 years ago can be considered average or even bad by today's standards. Here's the perfect example.
I don't know if you all saw my past video, but I literally went viral on TikTok after posting my physique of 8 years in not the best lighting and no pump. And everyone was saying, yo, this looks like a physique you could achieve in 1 year. So physique inflation is very real.
Someone will post a video and say that they've been lifting for X years. Inevitably, they'll get a whole bunch of comments like this. In reality, this...
Yeah, exactly what I just said. So people on social media not knowing what's realistically achievable after years of training day. It's all like inflated.
This guy has a physique better than 99% of the population. If he got a pump and posed under some good lighting, these same people would be complimenting him. I think anyone can look good if they train consistently for a long time and always try to learn more. In just 1 to 5 years of lifting, you can basically surpass every normal person that doesn't train. But even among the top 5%, if you continue to grind in the gym, eventually you'll become an extreme outlier. And yet, many of us choose to watch the influencers that have the top 0.00001% physique. They'll only post videos under good lighting, and many of them take drugs. And that's why you'll get comments like this about a guy who objectively has a good physique. If you put 1,000 random men in a room with this guy, very few would look better than him. Never forget, fitness influencers decide what they show you. They're always going to post videos that paint them in a good light. Literally. It's very rare for people to...
Recently, I have been posting my physique in not the best lighting because I actually want to show people what my physique looks like most of the time, but he's right. Most influencers don't do this stuff because they have an ego and they don't want people to change, or they don't want people's perception to change about them. So
post a genuinely candid photo. Simply put, it's bad for business. Even for me, it's actually very hard to show you some of these pictures. It hurts. Feels like I'm losing credibility. But this is how everyone looks when they're relaxed and bulked up. It's not just me. Because of physique inflation, people who...
I guess I could see why it would also hurt people to show their physique in not the best lighting. But in my case, I guess I'm just like so comfortable in my skin. I don't mind it. And if people give me bad comments, it actually doesn't affect me. At the end of the day, engagement is engagement.
who used to be considered jacked are now small. I remember 5 or 6 years ago, Jeff Nippard used to be known as the super buff natty that you can aspire to look like if you max your genetics. Today, in 2025, he's got the reputation of being like the small guy that gives good advice. Like, it's actually crazy. And what about Omar Isuf?
I went from being called a fake natty to now being called small, even though I'm much bigger now.
I remember in 2018, he was getting fake natty accusations. In 2025, if you accused him of being fake natty, you would get laughed out the room. It's just crazy how quick things can change. If your feed is constantly showing you the best physiques in the world, your body dysmorphia might get worse.
So let's try this one first. Let me see what it looks like on you.
Oh. You spend most of your day outside the gym. You're not going to be posing under good lighting with a pump 24/7. This means your body fat will be the most important factor in determining how good you look. If you are very lean, you'll look your best shirtless or wearing a tank top.
I know for a fact if my body fat was lower right now, I would get fake natural accusations again. So I think those who've been training for a while would be able to spot a good physique from a bad physique. But if you're new to training, it's hard to wrap your head around what a good physique could look like, even with high body fat percentage.
Downside is when you do put on clothes, you might not even look like you lift, especially if you get under 10%. If your shirts are a little baggy, like you might literally look like a regular dude. But when you're bulked up, that's when you'll look really, really massive in a t-shirt, especially if it's tapered in the right places. The downside here is that you'll have less definition when you do take your shirt off.
Bro has high body fat percentage, but with this front double bicep, I could tell he has a decent amount of muscle mass. Bro just needs to put down the fork, honestly.
If you do have a lot of muscle though, that fat will be spread over a large area and give you that bear mode physique, which I think looks really good. I just finished a 2-year bulk, so that's my current physique. If I look at myself in the mirror,
I personally think bro bulked too hard. He looks like he's above 20% body fat. I wouldn't bulk over 20% body fat.
with bad lighting, I'm absolutely disgusted. Hence the title of this video. But if you catch me in good conditions, even at the peak of my bulk, I don't look half bad.
Take a picture of your arm.
You want to take a picture of my arm? Why do you want to take a picture of my arm?
Because it's the skinniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Many lifters eventually get to a point where they ask themselves, do I actually look like I lift? I'm going to give you an easy test to objectively know whether or not you look good. You don't even have to do anything to start the test. Just go out into the world and live your life. Compliments are the best indicator that you look good. Because if you really truly have a great physique,
I know for a fact if social media didn't exist, most guys wouldn't ask that question to themselves.
people will tell you about it. But it's not that simple because there's levels to it. At the bottom of the hierarchy are compliments from your friends and family. These are people who love you and want you to succeed. Compliments from this group will only inform you that you look better relative to before. So if you were skinny and now you're slightly less skinny, your friends and family will be the first to notice it. But that doesn't mean you're objectively jacked. Next are your casual connections, like your coworkers, acquaintances, or neighbors. These are people that you might see on a semi-frequent basis, but you don't really have a relationship with them. So if they randomly start complimenting your physique, you can be confident that, No, you kind of built something. The tippy top of the hierarchy is getting compliments from strangers and old people. Strangers obviously don't know you, they don't care about you. So if your physique makes enough of an impression for them to verbalize it, dude, you've made it. Old people are a great indicator because they're gonna die soon. They don't have time for bullshit. If an old person who's not related to you gives you a compliment, bro, you've completed gym. Watch this video.
If you're into natural training and want to see what realistic natural progress looks like, and you also want to follow my natural journey, follow my YouTube channel, and don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and until next time, peace.